The Emperor Napoleon's rise to power was set against the backdrop of the French Revolutionary Wars, where any man who showed his worth and skill could gain rank and power in the newly forged French Republic. Through the mechanisation of Toulon, steadfast bravery in Paris, and the military superiority on the final fields of Italy, the little corporal would make a name for himself, paving the way for his future as the Emperor of the First French Empire. Hello everyone, welcome back to Napoleonic Wars. We have the 33rd historical event as part of the Revolutionary War. This is a battle that will come in 4 stages, and we're at the first one now. As you can see, the guys making their way out, getting themselves ready to go. And this is the Siege of Toulon. Toulon was an important town, as it is on the Mediterranean coast and has easy access towards land. It was important for the French Republic, since losing that town would mean that the Republic would fall, and there would be no second thoughts about even fighting the British at sea. The life of the Republic was at stake. After the last Jacobins were kicked from the city, it became the property of the young Louis XVII, thus giving access to the British to land. If the revolutionaries were not to take the city, the revolution would be useless and all of its beliefs would be crushed. In the midst of the revolution, a young artillery general was appointed, and it was his first mission and priority to overcome this fort. So, let's see how these boys get on. Let's see who's in here as well. You got the 33rd, of course, and the 1st FG. And more of the 1st FG in there. And cannonball kills already from Enigma UK of the 33rd. And on the French side, we have the 2Y, the 70th, the 32nd, the LA, HMS Renown, of course, and the 2Ys in there too. So, this is the mighty fort of Toulon. Doesn't it look glorious? Cannons waiting for their inevitable murderization to occur. Here is Lieutenant Jonty of the 33rd. Look at this, they're trying to get in the cannons quickly. Can they get them in before the guys make it through? This is going to be the thing, a few shots coming out from the likes of Captain Kling.
Hurrah for old Nosey!
Well, hurrah, and they're charging up the walls. And it's going to be a hard charge for them to get up. Yeah, I know, they can't get it up. What are the odds? So, too steep, and they're going to have to come up the ladder. And down goes Cadet British, the first to make his way up the ladder, dying unceremoniously. And now look at this on the wall. So much murderizing occurring. You've also got mortars. Currently unmanned. Maybe manned later, we'll have to see. You can see the cannoneers like Baskey trying to defend. And of course, Lieutenant Colonel Nigel has just been team killed. Of course. Look at this. The French forces taking down those defensive positions, suffering multiple casualties, as you can see. Brutal goings on as the defences soon fall as they jump up onto the walls. Post-Cass murdered very quickly, and Robson working with the other members of the 33rd to defend that left side. The cannon waits, Alistair, Corporal. And look at this, the final member of the French army finished off. The bell tolls as the French army reinforcements make their way up. And look at this, massive fort. Spiky fun at the front here. Stop any of those pesky horses. There's Spaghetti Nom Nom. And another cannon being run by Enigma. Good stuff indeed as Rebellion K gets taken down. You can see the reinforcements come running from the house, from the barracked area. You can see fine engineering from Shadow TLD of the 33rd. Don't think much of the decor, but, you know, these are soldiers. You don't have to worry about such things. But this is the flag point in the barracks they need to get to. And it's going to be a hard battle for the French. Now, whether or not the French are going to continue attacking from the front, or maybe sort of spread their forces a little, come over to the left side. But we'll have to wait and see, as right now, the French continue to pour in numbers. Look at that, the tricolor being brought in. Who is the brave soul with the tricolor? That is Nico, Corporal of the LA. Look at that. As Commanding Officer Anton dies on the ladder, and Nico is trying to hold the flag steady. Oh dear, hello. Nico staying low. Look out! Oh dear. Shots in the back. No quarter given. As Major Artemis of the 70th falls. So let's have a look around, shall we? Oh goodness! There's French people attacking on the left here. Up this ladder. Over on the far left side of the fort of Toulon. As you can see them trying to make it up, but they're being pushed back by the likes of Lieutenant Jonty and the fine members of the 33rd. And there is King George. But the French are really pushing forward. Oh, they've made it. They've breached the front. And this is exactly the point that we were looking at earlier, as to whether or not the French are actually going to get in there and do a little bit of damage. We'll have to wait and see. So, still all to play for. So, let's see what happens as now those French that broke through, they've taken down those anti-cavalry barricades. They threaded their way through the centre here. Oh dear. Another man dying. Oh dear, that's very an unfortunate position. So they're continuing to push. As the battles continue on the battlements, funny enough, that was nearly a team kill there. As the fine work of the French army here, Corporal Alistair of the 33rd. Oh, no, correction, that's British. That looks like, yeah, that looks like a British bombardier. And here is Dalmanessil. Or Dalmanes, yeah, that. Dalmesnil, here we go. Down he goes with a sword thrust through the head. Brutal, brutal end. As here, on his own, is Josh from the 70th. And you can see these guys now, they're splitting up their attacks. Over on the far left-hand flank of the fine member, it's the VG! Of course. Who can forget the VG? Always at one of these events, and the KHJ in there as well. Let us watch the fine members of VG make their way up. And I really need to know how to pronounce their name, because I just don't want to insult them by pronouncing it wrong. And it is a lovely name. So, it's Sergeant Lecoz going after some of the enemy. And now if you look at this, you can see there's actually a route through to the barracks, the food area, and the all-important flag. But Shadow TLD is now building defences for his boys to fight back with. Oh, a couple of stocks for the ne'er-do-wells and footpads who make their way into the fort. Down goes a member of the 2Y as the fine fellows from the VG move their way forward. There's Le Prince. There's Flamand. Emile de la Batte. Goodness me, what fine names. So, what goes on here? Bonifacio murdered. Oh, shot in the back. As here comes Corporal Burns. And up the top, Friedrich from HMS Renown. A Marine, no doubt. And there is the tricolour. And they're on the flag. Look at this. They've absolutely rushed the flag. And the French have captured the fort. Wow. Pretty impressive stuff, boys and girls. Pretty impressive stuff. The Republic is established, but currently not safe at all. With Austrian spies all over Paris, it is hard to keep control of the people. Austria has already sent its army towards the French borders, and things are not looking good for the Republic. When the Royalists hear about the Austrian army, they decide to rise up against the revolutionary authority. The Republicans decide to take action and have appointed the young artillery officer to defeat the Royalists. Outnumbered 6-1, he crushed the Loyalist forces marching on the convention, thus once again saving the Republic from damnation. His name was Napoleon, and in recognition of the victory over the Royalist forces, he became General of the Army of Italy. Well, here we are on stage 2. We are in Paris, or Paris, as some would prefer, and this is 13, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, 13 Vandermeer, and this will be a siege. So, let's see how things go. There's King George on the horse, and the 70th getting ready. Filthy Mesler has arrived. So the Republicans got to get formed up. Because these boys, cannons to the left of them, cannons to the right of them. Into the corridors of death they rode. So, let's see. Here. Oh, look at this lot. Look at the 33rd, all beautifully lined up. Who's in the Kazi? Rosalio's in the Kazi. And you also have, look at that, Kugelfang from the LGY. A little bit of stuttering there. There's Vegeta. Giorgio. Gets a bit annoying with the stuttering. I do apologise, everyone. Who's holding the flag over here? It's Nico from the LGY. And now the French are forming up. Oh, that beautiful line must be the VG. It is, of course. Look at that, a double line. Oh, and a fine turnout. Look at this. It is all VG. Look at that for a turnout. Oh, that's fantastic. A beautiful turnout. And there, of course, their leader, the fine beardage that is Colonel Lepage. And here we go. The French are presenting against the attacking Prussians. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a massacre. But some have made it through. Make way for the cannons. Get the hell out of there, boys. And down. Oh! Hell, blimey, look at that. It's insane. That was a little bit nasty. Oh, goodness me. Look at this. Prussians everywhere. And a horse. Not anymore. Now an ex-horse. But now the siege can continue. And here is the bell. As the Prussians continue to swarm. Oh my goodness, it's a guillotine. Choppy choppy, and there's a bonce in there as well. Not sure why they've left it in with the coffee beans, but you know. Oh, goodness me! Phoenix Ops with a lovely grape shot kill. And you can see them now fighting their way through the streets. The French forces continuing to try and hold them back. But it's an unstoppable flow as these guys are doing their best to try and hold them back. As more kills coming in from the lovely drilled VG. And this is just a brutal massacre as these guys fight for survival, overlooking the French flag. And look at that kill feed. Oh heavens. And here is the 70th, looking to support their teammates. And here you can see, look at the number of bodies. Look at that flickering. It's so damned annoying. Look, and I'm not doing anything. It just happens. Random stuff that I can't control, sadly. So let's have a look. As we now are seeing these guys starting to form a offensive position. And you can see them making their way up. There's gentlemen from the 33rd. There's Ross as well, as we make our way through the melee to the main spawn, where there's Flantier from the CRB-1C. Look at that. A brutal massacre occurring. See what I mean about the stuttering? Right now, I'm not moving at all. As soon as I start to move. Oh my goodness, look at that kill feed! Oh my goodness, there's no way you're going to be able to keep up with all that lot. That is absolutely nutty. Oh dear. Look at this. Down at the level of the soldier. Smoke. Bodies. Blood. And bayonets. Oh goodness, look at that. Fend off the royalists. That's what they're planning to do. But it's a tough thing. Vive la France and all that. And some people fighting for Cornwall. And I like that name, HSM, Napoleon blown apart. Fantastic. Look at this sheer... You're up to your knees in bodies of French people. The fine tradition of the revolutionary fighter. Look at that. And of course, masses of team kills going in there. Look at this. Over here, reloading. It is Bonifacio from the 70th. Here, Emile de la Batte. Colonel Nigel from the 33rd. Leading the boys from the spawn area through the barricades. And now making their way through, wending their way past the bell and the place of execution. And now you can see them slowly making their way forward. But look at that. That is just ridiculousness. But we love it. HMS Renown, fellas. Defending. As we watch from the top of one of the buildings the battles that occur. So, Not much to say, really, except, oh my god, there's lots of murder occurring. So now you can see here, the 33rd finish off the remaining forces of the French. And the Prussians have triumphed. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, stage 3, the Battle of Lodi. Attempting to fully engage and cut off the Austrian army retreating across the river Lodi, Napoleon throws his advance guard into action in the early hours of the 10th of May. Despite routing the Austrian rearguard, most of their army was able to retreat, leaving Bonaparte to attempt further decisive victories further on in the campaign. So, let's see what's going on here. There, of course, the 1st BG, the 2nd Regiment, 2Y, and moving out. Fine fifeage. The brave members of HMS Renown. Look at that, Mattia, 307. And moving out in double line, double column I should say. It is, of course, there's Legrand from the VG, all following their commanding officer. And we have cavalry. The CRB, members of the VG CRB, oh goodness me. That. Don't these guys look fantastic? India. There's Blanky. Jessef. Oh, when it's kicking off. Dalmesnil as well. And what is going to occur in this village? There's the 33rd are in as well. There's cavalry, and it's all kicking off between the cav. This could turn the balance of the battle as the cavs try to trim each other's numbers. And it looks like the VG have lost a couple of people and horses already. And it looks like that could be a, yeah, definite horsey down there. As you can see and hear the battle raging in the center. So we fly past the battle, the bullets flying, zinging, whizzing past. As here, the 1st FG, Scoggins as well. Look at this beautiful fire coming in. Double lines. And Corporal Alistair with the fife. Fine fife work from that man. And there is Lieutenant Colonel Nigel. Or maybe under the circumstances, Nigella. As they continue to fire at the enemy. There's Paul Q. And here is the VG moving into what they hope will be a rather interesting position. Who misses. KHJ looking to take pot shots at the enemy. Like these fellas maybe. There's the LA pulling back. Fighting near what I assume will be the church. You've got defenders over here. The 2Y working together with the 70th. And they've just lost their commanding officer. Oh dear. Unfortunate timing. Lance Corporal Niggles. Keeping the boys together. With Major Hugo. With, of course, the moustache. So, you can see they're making their way across here. Maybe they're going to try and circle around behind the enemy. We'll have to wait and see. So, into the main house and the city. You've got gentlemen on the horse, trying to avoid a nasty bayonet. It will take his horse down. He can't seem to get in there tight enough. Oh, nice stab! There's Bono Killer in there, taking down Lacos of the VG. So let's see. Numbers-wise, 31 versus 40. So still all to play for. As Enigma UK and Corporal Alistair continue. Now it looks like we've had another nice fusillade. A volley of fire as we look over the bridge. And here at the wooden bridge, Angry Steve and the 33rd fire back at their enemy, opposing them on the other side. And that is the 70th. Look at this. Niggles with fine charge drumming. But the 70th are losing people. Captain Thule has been felled. And Agnar was only just noticing. Hello. Okay. So you can see now. We're just looking around to see if we've got any more forces coming in their general direction. And now charging forward is Nigel. Dodging. Left and right to avoid those bullets. Down go a few. Nigel doesn't make it. Oh no, that was King George. Kling goes over goes down as well. Is it Nigel jumped over the side maybe? No, it's Angry Steve. And now dead Steve. As Corporal Alistair is trying to defend himself against rampaging French people. And it's not looking good for them. So the 1st FG, Recruit Harris. There's Lieutenant Mark Stiller. And there's Private Ed, Arthur Black, Archie Hilter, Recruit Olliford. Lovely stuff indeed. Oh, there's Colonel Spoons in there as well from the 33rd. There he is, the man himself, the Spoon. And now the corpse. So poor old Spoonie is no more. Private Michael remains of the 33rd. Trying to deal with a few problem people on a bridge until he's then unceremoniously murdered by the VG. So Lance Corporal Niggles and the remaining people make their way to find the enemy. This could be them. Oh, they look very enemy-like. Look at that, he runs right through the middle of them. And down go multiple members of the 1st FG. As now Recruit John Copeland goes back against Fusilier Sevilla. And down goes the VG, Jan Joseph. One French soldier. And it's Puddle of Fun. And he acquits himself well. And now it's Puddle of Fun's time to take down 5 other members of the Austrian army. Sadly for Puddle, it was not to be. First of the 4 big victories Napoleon claimed in the Italian campaign. During the battle, he tried to outmaneuver the Austrians by feinting a frontal assault, but in reality, in a few minutes, Napoleon organised a real attack on the Austrian left flank. The Austrian redoubt was crushed by a combined assault of grenadiers, horse artillery and dragoons. And we return with stage 4, the Battle of Castillon. So, let's see how things go here. I hear fifage. Fine fifing. Recruit unwilling. And some drumming as well. Lovely stuff. Look at this. The 33rd all moving out. The Austrians moving against the French. Over there on the far side. You can see them in the centre of the screen now. No doubt moving up to the defensive forts areas. Have to see how that turns out for them. Snaking their way over to the barricades. So, look at these rifles left here. Or muskets, sorry. Fireplace to keep yourself warm, although it seems to be a relatively nice day. Sun is shining. The battlefield is well lit. And there's Unwilling. Look at that fine helmet he wears. Sergeant Major Ulrich and Sneaky Fellow from the 33rd holding onto the flags. So you can see now them firing at the enemy. We fly past the defending members of the Austrian army. As DJ gets taken down. And look at this. The HMS Renown. With Legend holding onto the flag. There is Major Hugo from the 32nd. As the bullets come in, taking down one member of the HMS Renown team. And here is moving out in double line. The VG. Lance Bombardier Alexander this time. Thank you. Oh, gets hit by a bullet. Few bullets hitting the boys. Now they make their way past the 1ER. You can hear those bullets and down goes poor old Puddle of Fun. As the 70th move round the side. As round and round the the 32nd deciding to have a little bit of fun with the trees. But they are moving on a flanking position to support the VG, and you can hear the bullets coming in the direction of the VG, doing some damage from these guys up on the hill. So, Major Artemis of the 70th taken down. Officer aim. But you can see the French forces and the French cavalry now set up for the charge. From where will they appear? Oh, look at that. In come the Cav. Doing a number on the defenders. As Kincaid gets team killed. The poor admin. And then at the same time, to try and clear up the remaining defenders, the line troops of the French army come in to mop up the survivors. However, the Austrians are fighting. They've got the bit between their teeth. They're moving back to easier to defend positions. A little bit of cover for them will certainly help. Down goes a flag holding commanding officer. Barged to the floor goes Lieutenant Colonel Nigel. And the horseman. Oh, that's a long pole arm by Nigel. The less said about Nigel and his long pole, the better, really. But he seems to be doing a good job with it as well. Oh, wow, that's some fine... Wow, what can we say about Lieutenant Colonel Nigel? But he has pole skills. We'll leave it at that, really. But I want to watch. Look at that! The polage! And the pole career comes to an end. Fine pole work. Maybe he's got a future as a pole dancer. You never know. Now, the the Austrians are waiting. The flags have been left. And it's a punch-up time. Josh going in for a punch. And here we go. It's all going to end badly. Oh, he gets the bayonet out and decides to fight nasty. Oh, I thought he was going to have a punch-up. Oh, there we go. And down he goes. Punched to death. Oh, glorious. What a fine ending to the round. Well, here we are. I think still on stage 4. Maybe this is another chance at the battle. We'll have to wait and see. I've had no confirmation that it's stage 5. But we'll have to see. Now, let's see. Captain Cedric. And there is the spoons. So, let's see as these fine Austrian men continue to fight. Oh dear. Now, let's find out what the French are up to. The HMS Renown get themselves sorted out. Of course, it's the VG. Who else would it be? Walking around like this. I love it. Oh dear, good stuff. And the thing that kind of amuses me is the fact that, obviously, after World War II, yeah, the reputation of the French soldier wasn't that great, but people seem to have a very short memory, as during the Napoleonic era, these guys were the army. The French were the army to beat for over 100 years. Brave soldiers, one and all. And that takes some serious skill to be the top army for that long, with so many other armies around. Say what you will about the French after World War II, their skill cannot be denied. So, Reluctapato, or Reluctapotato, Cristobal, Volunteer Juarez, carrying the flag. These guys, no twitching, no kicking, no moving. They're all just standing there quiet. And through the centre of them comes the HMS Renown. Waiting to their right is the 32nd, with John Snow, Cadet, and Lance Corporal Rookie. So, yeah, it was Rookie, sorry. So, let's see, shall we? Major Hugo and the boys moving on. Let's go and see what the Austrians are up to. Major Kincaid, following commanding officer. Sergeant Max, defenders from the 1st Regiment, the CI. STC Fax from the 2nd Regiment. Look at this. 33rd with John T. And here comes cavalry. Look at this. Rolling across the hill. Snaking around. Bonifato taken down. Picas, or Picars, also taken down. As down goes Spaghetti Nom Nom. As the cavalry circles. You can see now the cavalry split up. Watching the French cav. Denisov from the 2Y. The fine moustache. Let's see. Oh! Whoa! Oh, heavens. Denisov. Horse taken down. Long distance shooting coming in. That was glorious. Absolutely fantastic, I have to say. Now, who were these cheeky fellows that took the horses down? It's the 2nd Regiment. Daydan complained that he'd killed a horse. So. And down goes another, sliding on his front. Now that he has been dehorsed. And now the shooting ends. And the charging begins. I'm hearing horns. As James McFarlane shoots one of his teammates. Whoops-a-daisy. Guess he's still going to be a recruit today. As we're looking at Heldor charging through the bushes with Jen Marco. And there's Sasha. Looking to have a little bit of a stab and a grab. And more murdering occurring here. Recruit lunchbox. And here is Haldane watching the melee. As these guys over here fight for survival. Taking down the lone Frenchman, Matteson. But now being set upon by other members of HMS Renown. Not to be trifled with. Corporal Bars 8. And McCandless with a fine stab, sir. Going in to support his teammate. Oh, gets hit once. But his teammate gets the kill. And now his bayonet bloodied. Slick with Austrian blood. Oh, and a team kill. Oh, that's unfortunate. And he's got to watch out as the horse gets caught up in the stabbing. Can he get in there for the all-important stab? He can! Lovely stuff. And there is Jan Joseph back on the horse. Vive la République. And we move on. The battle was fought during the War of the First Coalition and was one of Napoleon's 4 greatest victories during the Italian campaign. The point of the battle for the French was to cut off the Austrian lines of supply and to try and crush the Austrian army, thus forcing them out of Italy. During the 3-day-long battle, supposedly Napoleon charged with his troops across the bridge to try and catch the Austrians by surprise. Well, here we are. On stage 5, the Battle of Arco. So, the boys getting ready. You can see fine 5-inch. Oh, what a conveniently placed tree. With the 70th hiding behind it. There's King George. Getting the boys all sorted. HMS Renown in double line. And there you can see the 2Y. And of course, the 1st BG. With Sergeant Iglesias. The 32nd. Alexander, DJ, Marksman Andy, and look at this, the French surrounding what is the persona of Napoleon under the circumstances. Oh dear. And here is the VG
On va leur percer le flanc.
The guard. Look at these guys.
En avant.
Oh, goodness me. Emil, de la Battle is down. And there is Georgie. That's hiding behind the trees. Members of Renown. And here, oh, the VG have lost the numbers. Not looking good for the VG right now. See if we can lock in on them. Must be here somewhere. Here we go. They've lost a few of their number. But they are standing in guard. And guarding, of course, the leader of the French faction. Pavel Davidov of the 2Y. And the French taking some casualties, as you can hear, from the Austrians. Look at this. The most ineffectual pistol in gaming. Gotta love it. Jonty and the boys getting ready to move. Down goes Colonel LePage of the VG. Oh! Canister shot. As the remaining members of the guard. Oh, goodness me, look at this. France now firing back. And they're going to charge the bridge. Look at this. This is going to be a death sentence for them. Look at this. Oh, goodness me. Oh, the French trying to make that desperate charge up the bridge. Fire coming from all directions. And this is bad news. So one man picks up the tricolor. Tries to move forward, but the fire continues to take down loads of people. Oh, look at this. A brutal, brutal end for the fine French army as the remaining members of the Austrians move in to mop up the survivors. Some cannot take the shame of being killed at the hands of the enemy and dive into the river. But one makes it out. It's Haldane fighting on the riverside and dying. But he managed to force a team kill on Colonel Spoons. So we'll be pleased with that, as there's Recruit Harris from the 1st FG taken down. Let's look at this. James McFarlane, Recruit. Maxim Tuzov. Oh my goodness! And that's what the surrender will do for you. No quarter given or asked. And look at that, a little bit of mass murdering going on as well. As James McFarlane finally falls. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been another 33rd Regiment historical event. I hope you've enjoyed. My thanks obviously go out to the 33rd for inviting me. And of course, to every single regiment who has attended this event. Make it the fun that it is. So, we'll see you again for another event, I'm no doubt. So, take care everyone. Any man who showed his worth and skill could gain rank and power. Oh, fuck it. Toulon was an important town. It is on the Mediterranean coast and has easy sea access towards land. It was important for the French Republic, since losing that town would be... oh, fuck's sake. Toulon was an important town, as it is on... oh, fucking hell! The Republic is established, but currently not safe at all. With Australian spies all over Paris, it's hard to keep... Australian, Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? First of the 4 big victories Napoleon claimed in the Italian campaign. During the battle... arsehole bastard bugger.